Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Smugglers Bounty exclusive Boba Fett Funko Pop. Now, this flying pose Boba Fett is one cool looking pop. I love that the jetpack boost is what's supporting him as a stand. And it's interesting that they're kind of still incorporating the idea of these little Star Wars bases that the bobbleheads come with, where in theory the fire is sort of coming over what would be the stand because they show the little logo sticking out from the base. So it's nice continuity for people who like these figure stands, even though it's not the same size. You can see that it's much smaller here than this one, so it's not to scale, and obviously it's flat and this is taller than this is. But like, whatever, it's a nice idea for people who like the stands, and it works for people like me who don't like the stands, because this fire support base does look cool on its own terms. And this pop looks great on its own terms. Just look at that pose. Look at that body. It's cool. With the leg up, arm out, cape blowing. Really good stuff here. Also, the paint lines are really clean as far as like his rocket pack, his little gauntlets, the knee pads, the lines on the shoes. Look at that paint. It's really good. Even, I mean, this isn't a thing, but like it's gloppy there at that edge. That's not bleeding paint though. That's just glop. The lines are pretty good, especially right here on the chest. The Wookiee braids look pretty good. The Mando skull looks good on his shoulder there, even though it's missing the little border that goes around the edge, the little white background border. But yeah, the sculpt is pretty clean on the rocket. I like the way the fire's coming out. Not only does it, get all orange and bubbly, but I like the use of white. The little edge there kind of creates a smoky effect. So that's really, really solid stuff. Man, this pose is great. Have I mentioned the pose is great? Those little fingers pointing out. Little details on his gloves are good. Pockets look good. The armor looks great. His head's cool too. I dig the head quite a bit. There are some differences between this and the original one, which we'll get to in a moment. But as far as like the clean paint goes, I do like the burgundy against the green. This little black section in the back is good. The silver paint is good. And the visor is very clean. There's no black paint bleeding anywhere. So that's great. Now, as I said, there was a previous Boba Fett. And there are considerable differences, updates, if you will, with how they've sculpted this. First of all, this one's head is more circular. This one is more square, which is rounded edges, but it is more of a square shape. The dent is bigger. Man, there's so many differences. Let's just go to town on them. The little triangles here are bigger on this one. The visor's eye area is wider. There's a different kind of green being used on the sides. There is no silver paint going down the middle. This back section isn't painted green. The square is shaped differently. The yellow lines are a different kind of yellow line, different kind of yellow. The little doodad on top is shaped wider, and it's made of like a thicker base, like the rod is thicker. So yeah, lots of differences you can just see in the sculpt there on the side. And even the body. It's weird, this one's got thinner dimensions, like his feet are smaller, his arms are smaller, the chest armor is smaller, but it still has good details within it, even though they've gone, like you can see the knee things here are much smaller than on this one where they're thicker. But yeah, the color scheme's a little bit different. You get more details of paint here. You get the colored cables and the little silver paint there you don't here. Biggest difference to me is the actual rocket pack on this one is considerably less detailed than the original. With all the advancements in sculpting, they actually went for a simpler version of the rocket pack here, so that's interesting. But yeah, there you get just a sense of all the differences. But this is, once again, the Return of the Jedi version of Boba Fett. I wonder if one day we'll get an Empire version, but until then, this is just badass. If you like Boba Fett and you like pops, I don't know how you don't love a flying in the air, rad-looking Boba Fett pop. I love this. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to me, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff.